Welcome everybody, my name is Paul Ledesma from Southwestern Coaching, and you are joining our Immediate Results Workshop. We're going to be talking about mindset and referrals, and this is a special presentation with Madison Morrow, one of my clients. A little bit about me. I'm a certified sales and leadership coach here at Southwestern Coaching. Been a top producing leader for multiple Fortune 500 companies. Enjoyed every year of my career being a sales leader and absolutely loving life being a coach. Personally, I'm a board chair for the local chapter of the American Red Cross. One thing that COVID really put a damper on was the fact that I love to travel. My wife and I have been all over the world, but we plan on doing more as time progresses. So thank you. Next up, those of you that are already here saw this, but send a text to 503-50-5605, write your name. One word, picture, or gift, or phrase to describe your outlook for today. I love what I've seen so far. We got a couple people that are just busy. We've got one person, Kathy Hickey, loving life and living the dream. And I want to welcome all of you. Thank you for joining us. So let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about Southwestern Coaching. We've had 18,000 people enrolled in coaching. We have coaches in 12 countries plus. I know there's a plus. Still trying to figure out. Just on my team alone, we've got people from Canada, Mexico, Peru, Brazil, and of course the United States. But there are folks, we have folks in Estonia, in Great Britain, all over the world. Our sales experts are regularly featured in major media, and our sales and leadership insights reach more than 4 million people every month. These companies over here, you see a lot of them you recognize, some of them you don't. And the reason why I put that on is because everyone's heard of State Farm and Guild Mortgage and all these other big companies, but what about Six and Fix? Well, I have a client who works for Six and Fix, and they're an HVAC company. Agrigene, which is a company that is in Wisconsin, and one of my clients works for them, and they do farm seeds, and they produce seeds, and this is busy season, so he couldn't be here because everyone's planting up in Wisconsin. But I just wanted to share that we work with people from companies large and small, because everyone has one thing in common: they're trying to improve performance. And the other thing I would like to share is Remax Carriage House. Special shout out to them, because my guest host today is Madison Morrow. She is a realtor at Remax Carriage House, and she's going to share a little bit about her story. She is one of my clients and is doing fantastic, and we're going to talk a little bit about her journey today. So, habits of top performers. We're really focusing today on mindset. This has been a common theme with a lot of my clients, is making sure that they have the right mindset in order to be as successful as possible. And the other part of this workshop is going to be about referrals. They go hand in hand. If you don't have the right mindset, you don't have the confidence, it's really hard to ask for referrals. So we're going to work on those two things today. So let's start with mindset. First question I'm going to ask is, what is your why? Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, your why is really why you get up every morning to do what you do. What motivates you? What propels you? What makes you want to be super successful? Your why is the core of your mindset. There are 4 elements that go into your why. Those elements are your talents, your passions, your skills, and your values. Now, many of us really are guided by our values, and that is usually what's translated into our mission statement. That values statement is generally very static. It is a core element of who you are. But your why has more things to consider. Your why is what makes life meaningful to you. So one thing to remember is your why evolves. So we have to stay aligned. How does your why evolve? Well, when you think of it, it is a combination of your private self and your public self. Your personal, family, and professional needs, wants, and desires. Things can go tremendously out of whack when your why does not align to your activities. That is why we revisit it frequently, so that we can continue to your true north as you journey through life. A strong why is what is going to propel you. And Nietzsche has a great quote, which I really love. He who has a why can endure anyhow. When you have a strong why, everything is doable. You will find a way. You will not be deterred. So I'm going to turn it over to the audience. Go ahead and share with me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is your why? What are you looking for? Shout out a number. And we're not going to point you out. Just shout out a number. Where is your why right now?
My why is probably at an 8 right now.
Excellent, Maddie.
I'm still working on my why. I guess my why would like a 2.
Understood. Kathy, how about you? Or did she have to drop off? She may have had to drop off. That's okay. So whys are all over the map, but that is one of the first things we really work on, is finding that why. Beyond that comes confidence. Now, confidence goes hand in hand with your why. And we're going to talk a little bit about unconditional confidence, the 3 things you can control. Those 3 things are symbolized by these 3 icons. And the first one is going to be attitude. Your attitude, your self-talk, and energy level. No one can control your attitude besides you. Knowing and believing you are created for a purpose and having positive self-talk are the most important areas of focus in anyone's life. Your energy level is a choice. Your attitude is a choice. So that is one thing you can control. Next is your activities. No one can force you to work. You have to decide to get as much done as possible with the time allowed. Break your day into goal periods and decide what you are going to do with your time every minute, every hour of every day. Something to think about. Elon Musk breaks his day down to 5-minute time blocks that are scheduled before he starts every day. I haven't gotten to that level yet, but you know what? I do have every half hour blocked out, and I encourage all of my clients to do the same. And last but not least, that goes right into your schedule. When you have your schedule and time management, you determine what time you go to sleep, when you wake up, what time to start work, and what time to stop. Those are the important things that you have to understand you are in control of. And by controlling these things, you will develop confidence. And I want to say that yesterday I was introduced to a person who might be on this call, and they really had to think about their mindset. One of the things that we discussed was referrals, which is the topic of this workshop. And the first things first, he chose to go into coaching, and that means that he has desire to change. And to me, that was the most important thing to start off with, having that desire. So if you want to develop confidence, you have to have a desire to change, to get better. But the next thing, the reason why I was so excited that he came into my life is because I wrote this presentation this past weekend, and everything just fell into place when I met him yesterday. You have to set specific goals. And one of the things that we discovered was that he has a lot of knowledge. He is brilliant. He understands his business, but he's never really gone out and sold. He's been working at a brokerage, but he's been working as an assistant, but he's never really sold. So one of the things we have to do is get him out and get in referrals. So what we did yesterday was we set some specific goals. And those specific goals are, in the next 5 days, he's going to talk to 10 people and ask for referrals. So those were the goals, but we ran into a problem. Never did this before. So what did we have to do? Had to gain some knowledge. So I worked with him and we role played and we talked about getting those referrals and what's the language you're going to use and how are you going to use it. We really worked on having him gain the knowledge for referrals. He knows all about the loan process. He knows all about the tools that he has. And he's got those superpowers already. but he doesn't have the superpower of talking to people and getting them to share with him information. But we worked on that yesterday. So we did the gain knowledge. So what does he have to do next? Any guesses? What do you have to do next after you gain the knowledge? Because knowledge is not power until what?
You have to apply it.
You apply it, absolutely. And that's where practice comes into play. So far we have the 4 steps to confidence. Have desire, set specific goals, gain knowledge. Now go out and do it. Practice it. With that practice, you get experience. And when you get experience, you are going to inevitably end up with your first attempt in learning. And what is the acronym for first attempt in learning?
Fail.
That's exactly right. Fail is not a problem unless you refuse to get up and try again. First attempt in learning, you're going to run into some failures, 100% normal. Just get back up, practice some more, get some more experience, learn what not to say, learn what to say, learn how to read people's body language. You're going to go and get know-how by doing that. You practice, get experience, get back up, develop know-how, and get better. And over time, you get confident. And what's interesting, like I said, our why evolves. We have to constantly align to it. We're talking about just one skill set, getting referrals. Every skill set that you have is going to go through this process. Have desire, set specific goals, gain knowledge, practice, get experience, develop know-how, and get confident. And those are the steps in order to build your confidence. So the question becomes, how does a strong why inspire confidence? It's really interesting when you think about it. In order to build a strong why, you have to develop skills that give you confidence that then evolves your why into something new. And it's a never-ending cycle. And that's why we think coaching is super important, is because you are in the process of evolving. And guess what? Coaching can go on forever because as a human being, we are constantly evolving. But that brings me to Maddie Morrow. I wanted to give her a few moments to share a little bit about her. Let me introduce her. She's a realtor at Remax Carriage House in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. You can reach her, 615-808-1816. Maddie has been a client of mine for just 3 months. So we're just going to talk a little bit. I'm going to switch the screen back to all of us just chatting with each other.
Okay.
And on the screen, say hi, Maddie.
Hi. How y'all doing?
Excellent. So, Maddie, let's go back to before we met. We met at the first week of March, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk January and February. Scale of
Okay.
1 to 10. What was your confidence level?
I was probably at a 3.
Where was your why?
My why was I want money, which is terrible.
Yeah, I was going to remind you, it started with M and ends in unny. Yep, that was the why that you had.
Right.
What activities were you doing back in January and February?
So I'm like young, self-taught, right out of college. I decided to get this real estate license during COVID. And so I have no knowledge of what to do. Well, so I did postcards, old school mail-in letters, and that's pretty much it. I didn't put my face out there. I didn't go meet people at all.
So how big was your professional network back then?
Very small, especially since I moved from Ohio to here in Tennessee. I didn't know anybody.
So, and like you said, your why was really revolving around money.
Yeah.
So during the month of March, we focused on 2 activities, time management and something else. What was the something else I told you had to do in the month of March?
In the month of, time management and applying my knowledge, getting referrals, creating my network.
Creating your network.
I would go out and I'd meet people, but then I'd forget to ask for my referrals. So I wasn't applying what I was learning from you. So.
But you were meeting people, right?
I was, yeah. So
Good.
I was doing better than I was before. Yeah.
Excellent. So after that month of really going out, meeting people, talking to people, what happened to your why? It was money at the 1st of March, but at the 1st of April, we revisited it and we said, because it's evolving. I asked you,
Right.
what's your why? And what did you share with me?
So it had transformed into something totally different. I took notes. I'm looking at it right now. So my why was to become a community advocate. I'm also very competitive. So I grew up showing horses my whole life. So my other why was I want to be the best of the best. I want people to know me as a realtor just by looking at me or, winning all these awards. But it really came down to I want to be the best for the people so that they have somebody to trust in this process because it's a lot of money. So it's a big purchase. So they need somebody they can trust.
Absolutely. So what have you become an expert in your community through that process?
So I've created a list of different business professionals and I've kind of put them all in a binder. And I'm still working at it every day, but I go out and meet people. It could be anything, roofers to tree trimmers, anything. And I just meet them and they're trying to grow their business just as much as I am. So if I'm an advocate for them, they'll be an advocate for me. And it's not just going to be any random person. I'm investing in companies who I would use. So
fantastic. And that's exactly right. Now you can be that advocate for other businesses as well as being knowledgeable in front of your clients.
right.
So now we come back now. Where's your confidence now on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm an 8, which, I've always been very confident in what I do. I've always been a bold person, but it was hard to jump into this. Being a real estate agent, everybody says, oh, in the first 2 years, 80 to 90% of new realtors fail. I don't want to be that person. So it was daunting at first. Well, now I've just created my new why and I have your help and I stick to my schedule and I time block. And so my confidence is better now because I kind of have an understanding of what I need to do. So
Excellent. Thank you, Maddie. Maddie, if you had to reflect on your coaching experience thus far, what are some things that you'd want to share?
It's okay to ask for help and I'm glad I invested into you and your business because it's like a third party advocate for yourself and you want the best for me. It really has been great and beneficial. So
I will share that every coach that I've met at Southwestern is passionate about other people's success. That's really what that is our why. That is our motivation. And being convicted is who you will get. A convicted person, very excited to see other people succeed, is what you'll get when you work with Southwestern. So, Maddie, thank you so much. I love working with you. Love working with all my clients, but it's great to see people evolve and succeed more so than they ever thought they might. So thank you for your time today and joining me as the co-host of this program.
Right.
So with that, we are going to go back to the program and find my cursor. There we go. Take a break. Here we go. Our 7 best training videos from our partners. Here's a bonus for you. Because you gave me your name, you will have this unlocked. Send an email to bonus@southwesternconsulting.com. Even if you are already a client, these are going to be some of the best training videos from our partners. It'll keep you focused and inspired. And just a freebie, it's something that we're glad to give to our people that join us for these sessions. And by all means, take advantage of this. This is a great bonus. But then again, most of you came here because you wanted to learn a little bit about asking for referrals. And what we've already determined, they're hard to get without a strong why and confidence. Any comments on that?
Well, I knew going into this coaching, referrals was my biggest issue since I don't know anybody in the area. And what I've noticed is confidence has a lot to do with it. And if you're not confident, you're never going to ask people anything, so you have to be knowledgeable and confident. So
exactly. So you spent that month of March becoming knowledgeable. That was why it was hard for you to ask for referrals at that time because you didn't feel like you had anything to offer yet.
Right.
How has that changed to today?
Well, I'm so much more knowledgeable in my community. I have a lot to offer everybody, and I have grown as a real estate agent as well. So I have the confidence and I'm just ready to take on the day. So,
Nice, nice, good on you. So
mhm.
let's talk about referrals because we're going to talk about a technique that is going to help you build your referral pipeline. First thing we want to do is build a profiles of the people that you want to meet. Who do you want to meet? We are going to get specific, but we're going to keep the net wide. So here are some ideas on how to build the profiles of the people that you want to meet. Are they people that had a recent life change, such as getting married, having a baby, buying a house, getting a new job? Perhaps they just graduated. This is graduation season. That's a good one. Retired, soon to be retiring. So what is the profile of the people that you're looking for? Are they people that own a small business? It could be brick and mortar, online. It could be a side gig. Perhaps they work out of their vehicle. Perhaps they have a home office. But think about the profiles of all the people that you may want to talk to. Are you looking for role-specific people? Are you looking for people leaders, individual contributors, professionals, tradesmen? I was working with one of my clients who's a wealth manager, and we were really working on how to define the profiles. He wanted to work with professionals. He wanted to work with business owners. And so we really honed in on what the profiles are. We're going to say, make a list of 100 friends and family. And we're saying, no, you are not going to sell them anything. These are people that care about you, that you trust, that trust you. You want to think about people in your social network, friends from school, high school, college, graduate school, people that you've worked with in the past, work buddies that are current, past. Those are the people you want to think about. And your family, even third cousins twice removed. As long as you really know them and they're not just a picture in a photo album. It's third, think about your friends, family, social, work network, church network, people that know you, that trust you, that work, that believe in you. Those are the people you want to make a list of. Now, if you're just starting out, you may want to do more than one person a day, but my technique for today is to talk about how you can build a referral network that will give you referrals every day of the week from now until you decide to retire. And this is what we do. We approach just one of these folks with confidence. We are not sneaking up on anyone. So for instance, if I'm approaching my cousin who loves me, knows me, cares about me, cousin, I know I never talk shop with you. In fact, I like to keep business separate from my home life, but there is one question I would like to ask you that would really help me. Would that be okay? And these people love, trust you, know who you are, and of course they're going to say okay. So ask your crafted question. This is a good one for someone who sells financial services. Think about the past 6 months. Who do you know that has had a recent life-changing event, such as getting married, having a baby, purchasing a home, graduated, became an empty nester, started a new job or business? Those are the people I would like to meet. Think about the profiles and then ask about those profiles in your question. Now, why does this type of approach work? It provides specific profiles. It's not a vague request. If you're in the insurance industry, the vague request would be, well, if you know anyone who's looking to improve their insurance profile, send them my way. Not a very good ask for referrals because it really doesn't specify who you are looking for. One, I put a time frame in there, 6 months, 3 to 6 months. Narrows the time frame and it helps the mind sort of isolate when things happened. It goes into different files. It goes into more of the shorter term memory, which is easier to access, and their brain isn't trying to think of everybody. It's just trying to think of a narrow time. Triggers imagery. Think about it. When you think about weddings and babies and somebody moving into a new home, you're seeing pictures in Facebook. You're seeing these things happen. You may have visited their house to tour it. Those imageries are the mind joggers that you're looking for. Is also non-threatening. I'm just asking for help. So questions, comments, thoughts on that approach?
It's worked for me narrowing it down because I'm a visual thinker, and so even if I get asked those questions, it definitely helps.
Excellent, excellent. So good, it's effective. Maddie's using it. That's fantastic. There are plenty of other tips to share about referrals. When I coach salespeople, we go deep, but here's one more. After you get the referrals from that one person, thank them and then ask them one more question. Would it be okay if I asked you the same question in 6 months? Just ask one person a day in your social network your specific and wide referral question for 6 months. You will have a referral pipeline that will never end. So for those of you just starting out, go out and get as many referrals as you can by asking everybody. But once you get into the cadence of having a pipeline, all you have to do is ask one person in your social network, one question a day. It should generate 2, 3, maybe even 5 referrals every day. And on top of that, you'll still be asking your clients, your prospects, you'll also be asking them for referrals. But this is a way to generate 3 to 5 every day from somebody you wouldn't normally interact with on a business side. And that is the concept of the program. Any questions, any thoughts? Who is planning on using this week? There's, Maddie is. Jeremiah, you got it?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Going to talk a little bit about, for those of you that are watching the video, this is an important part. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about coaching. What you have is Maddie, who's been one of my clients for a while. I've got Matt on, who's been a client for just about as long as Maddie. And of course, we've got Jeremiah. Great people. Jeremiah, when did we start working together, Jeremiah?
It's been recently.
How recent? I'm thinking
yesterday. Maybe yesterday?
Yeah, so I'm glad to have you on board. So the top producers, managers, edge programs that we offer, there's a lot of reasons to join, including your why and getting confidence. Our goal is to help you increase your income through the strategies to help you gather more referrals, set more appointments, close more sales. We want you to help you multiply your time by creating the systems to be more organized and a schedule that will give you more balance and bigger results in less time. And to grow your confidence as you work with your coach to create a vision for your life and inspiring goals for each day. And that's what we really touched on today in today's workshop. So what is included? One-on-one virtual meetings, twice a month for 45 minutes, custom tailored to your unique needs. Every one of you are on a different path. I'm probably got you all on different things right now. And that is how it's supposed to be, because every person has a different journey and we tailor it to whatever they need. We have 50 supplemental modules, and the way the modules work is we send out a video every other day along with a printed module for you to read. And there's a method to the madness. You get the knowledge, you get it so that the knowledge is reinforced through the videos, and then you go apply the knowledge. Because knowledge is not power until it's applied. And the topics that we have can come down to closing skills, answering objections, referrals like we talked about, time management, effective meetings if you're a people leader. Those are the supplemental modules that we utilize. Sometimes we don't even do a module every session. Sometimes we say just keep working on what we're working on because we're still mastering it. But we focus on skills one at a time and helping people get better at those skills through coaching and through motivation and through holding people accountable to doing the things they say they're going to do. And the next thing we're going to do is go into critical success factors. Maddie and Matt, both of you are getting a critical success factor coaching session in the next week. It's time to go a little deeper and get ourselves into the pattern of measuring what we do and how we do it in order to be successful. So how do you know this is for you? Well, got 3 questions for you. Are you coachable? Are you willing to apply principles and study all of the Southwestern consulting material between calls? Are you going to be open to feedback and incorporate it into what you do? Are you committed? You're 100% dedicated for a minimum of 12 months because we know habits take time to change. And are you willing to change, to develop new habits and start filling out your CSFs every day so that you can start measuring your progress and applying those skills to get better and better over time? So most coaching programs, I just spoke to a Loan Depot person who is just coming off of her coaching program. She was paying $1,800 a month. Chatted with a gentleman named Rob Saunders. He's paying $1,650. Jeff Townley is paying $2,200. Of course, if you really, really want to get coached by Tony Robbins, it's $1 million per year. It's a good deal. He'll set with you once a month at least. Most people expect to pay at least $2,000 per month. But our top producers and managers edge programs are $650 per month, one-time activation fee of $176, and the contract term is 12 months. Then we go month to month. And quite frankly, most of our clients do continue on beyond the 12 months because they are seeing results and it continues to happen. One great story is a Loan Depot loan officer we love to chat about. His name's Barrett Ketchian. He's the #1 Loan Depot loan officer in America. He's number 9 of all loan officers of all companies in the United States. And he's been our client for 6 years, and he continues to be our client. Why? Well, when we got him, his team was producing about $100 million a year. Last year, he built a team that had $840 million of production, and he continues to see growth. His business has grown 500 times since we started with him, and we're just excited that he's decided to stick with it. We've seen fantastic growth for people who start and stay with us for 1 year. It's interesting. I did a little case study where I was noticing somebody who started the same year as Barrett, they doubled their production in 1 year. And since then, after they left coaching, they've only gone up about 15% more over time. They stopped evolving. That is the power of coaching, is no matter how much better you get, you can still find room to grow throughout your entire life. And that's what's really powerful in that story. So the question that we ask people, if today was Groundhog Day and you repeated today for the next year for 2 years, what would that look like for you? The idea of this be okay? Will it make you want to bang your head against the wall? So really trying to understand, are you okay being where you are right now and doing what you're doing, or do you want change to happen? So if you want change to happen, we are sharing with you that there are 3 categories which I'd like you to respond to. You can text to me your name and to 503-500-5605, which category you're in. Number 3 means this is a great story, bro, but coaching's not for me. I'm not into it. Number 2, you could be a 2. It could be, hey, you know what? This sounds really good, but I have a couple more questions. And number 1 is, wow, I'm impressed. I want to sign up. Text those to me when you watch this video, and you'll be able to get in touch with me and we can talk and help you learn a little bit more about coaching or get you signed up right away. So my referral question to you, I need your help. Who do you know that wants to improve themselves personally and or professionally? Text it to me at 503-500-5605. They may want to double their income, increase their productivity and effectiveness. Do you know somebody that does want to do that? Do you know someone that may want to work less and enjoy life more? Perhaps they could be young and just starting out. Or they could be a people leader that wants to inspire others. And sometimes there are people that have been enrolled for a long time and they're feeling stuck. You know anyone like that? They may have audacious goals or dreams and could use a hand in accomplishing them. They may even recognize that they procrastinate a little too much or not focused enough. Guess what? Those are the people I would like to serve. I'm Paul Ledesma. I'm with Southwestern Coaching. Call or text me if you want to learn anything more about coaching, or if you have a referral. I'm happy to serve everyone that comes my way. Have yourself a wonderful one, and thank you for joining us.